So today I'm talking about my follow-on from my vlog yesterday, which was to do with peer pressure and alcohol consumption. So I was on a social event yesterday, find out whether my strategy worked or whether it didn't. Keep on watching, keep on listening, hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1632 of a diary of a Runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1632 of a diary of a Runpreneur, and today's topic is my follow-on episode from peer pressure and alcohol consumption. So I vlogged about this yesterday in respect to a social excursion I was about to embark upon, which I went on yesterday evening, and how I was expecting an incredibly boozy affair and possibly a little bit of peer pressure in terms of how much you drink, etc. And I talked about my concerns about that type of environment and how that's not really kind of my forte and my plans to kind of counteract it. So 24 hours on from the day of the event, I'm back home. It's horrendous conditions in the evening. I'm doing a run in 2 degrees centigrade and it's chucking it down. So horrible running conditions. But you know what? I feel okay. So that to me, first and foremost, says that whatever plan I put into play yesterday to kind of manage my alcohol consumption and to ensure I felt okay today must have worked. It was pretty simple, to be fair. First and foremost, I'm a 42-year-old man. I'm not kind of in the position anymore when you're kind of growing up and you feel kind of less confident about yourself. I lack self-confidence like anybody does, but to the degree of not conforming to drinking copious amounts of alcohol just because everybody else does, I'm kind of past that stage now, and I'm strong enough just to go, you know what, I've had enough, or to not drink a drink and not feel like I have to finish it. So that was part one. That's kind of point one that I did. I didn't drink every drink that I was given. I was quite comfortable in saying, you know what, I feel like I've had enough. And you know what, I think it was very well received. I think added to the fact there was one other member of the group who was also feeling similar, and they were expressing that they didn't really fancy drinking too much more. And again, that was fine. We're all grown adults and that should be absolutely fine. To put it into perspective, we were at the final of a darts tournament, the Grand Slam of Darts in Wolverhampton. If you're not aware of what a night out at the darts is like, in the UK, it's a very boozy affair. It's very much a party atmosphere. Lots of people dressed in fancy dress, creates a really kind of unique and kind of raucous environment, of which kind of promotes alcohol consumption at quite a heavy duty level. So that's the kind of scenario that I faced. Secondly, I just made sure I drank plenty of water prior to the event, and I also made sure I ate decent food before the event as well. So my stomach was kind of well set up to be able to absorb the kind of alcohol consumption that I did partake in, and not, drink on an empty stomach. I think that it's fairly well known that if you drink on an empty stomach and you're not hydrated, the impact of the alcohol goes into your bloodstream a lot quicker, and it can create kind of intoxicated effects relatively quick. So that was a biggie. Being prepared, being hydrated, and having a decent kind of food intake prior to the actual event, and that proved to be really, really important. The next one is don't try and kind of keep up with other drinkers. People drink at different speeds, and it's absolutely fine to drink at your own speed. And what I found is that whilst kind of being heavily involved in the whole night out, there was the odd occasion that I missed a round, which was absolutely fine. And you know what? It was probably quite a good move for me. Also, drinking water throughout the evening. So there was a couple of occasions that I took a bottle of sparkling water and consumed that alongside my alcohol consumption. It ensured that I was still consistently hydrated enough to kind of water down or dilute the impact of consuming alcohol. That was another key point. And then I think finally it was knowing when to stop. There were people who were still drinking towards the very, very end of the night into the early hours. I stopped possibly half an hour, 45 minutes before that. I just knew that I did have no intention of drinking anymore. And I then was very focused on ensuring that I consumed at least a pint of water prior to going to bed. Again, hydrated me before I went to bed, ensure I got better sleep, and ultimately processed the alcohol in my system a little bit more effectively. So yeah, learnings from my diary for today are that, you know, there is a strong correlation between peer pressure and alcohol consumption, especially when socialising in groups of males or females on social excursions. And what I found out is that by setting yourself some pretty clear parameters, you can kind of avoid this kind of issue where people feel pressured into drinking. First and foremost, understand that as an adult, we make our own decisions, and do not be afraid ever to say, do you know what, I've had enough, or I'm slowing down, because ultimately drinking too much is a danger to your health. So doing it carefully and sensibly is key. Number two is ensuring that you're prepared before the night out. If you're well hydrated and you've eaten healthy foods, these are all going to help absorb the alcohol in a more diluted fashion rather than drinking on an empty stomach and ending up going to your bloodstream really, really quickly and feeling the intoxicating effects of alcohol a lot more quickly. And so really important to be prepared. Secondly, throughout the occasion, don't be afraid to drink a glass of water here or there. Again, it just keeps you hydrated through the night and ensures that the impact of the alcohol you're consuming is diluted to a degree. And then finally, know when to stop. If you're feeling sluggish or kind of intoxicated, that is a good sign for you to stop. Slow down, switch over to drinking water or soft drinks to kind of hydrate yourself and try and recover yourself before you feel too poorly. It's your body's telling you a sign, so listen to it. And then finally, before you go to bed, ensure you have a pint of water as a minimum to ensure that you go to sleep hydrated. And again, your body has the ability to process the alcohol through your system throughout the night in a hydrated state rather than dehydrated state. If you're dehydrated, you're going to wake up with a pretty bad hangover and you're going to feel poorly the next day. If you're hydrated, if all goes well and you haven't drunk crazy amounts the night before, your body will process it, and yes, you might feel a bit lethargic the next day, as you're never going to be at 100% capacity after a night on alcohol, but you'll be functional. You might feel a little bit sluggish, but you shouldn't feel too bad. And that's what I found. And the final one, which I didn't mention in the vlog, was to not mix your drinks if at all possible. Don't get caught up in the pressure of consuming shots or shots of spirits or anything along those lines. You can try and stick to a similar drink throughout the night. Don't deviate if at all possible. Then you're going to have a less of a kind of concoction of substances in your body that your body needs to counteract, and it'll be a more straightforward process for your body to recover from. So hope that's useful. As you can see, I'm out running. I'm not too much slower than I would usually be, and I don't feel too bad for it despite the horrendous weather conditions. So thank you. As always, any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thanks as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.